Hello Libra! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Awaken Tarot. Website on the bottom of the back here is myryve, V as in Victor.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. The creator, well, they have the, what is it called? Creative director, Sally Willems, Willms. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. And I'll even show you this if you're interested. I think this is about some of the charity work they do. Feel free to read that if you're interested. Freeze frame and all that good stuff. What else do we have? Oh yeah. Oracle cards. Your Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzen. Website rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. What do we have for Libra? Oh, double card right off the bat. Let's get them all. Another double card. Why is there so many? I guess I'll just whine about it. Okay. So my first thought is that this is a situation you actually want out of. But not to ruin the read, I don't think you're going anywhere. It's kind of like, I feel like there's so much messed up with this situation. I don't know if people are really treating you that well either. I have a feeling you're not being treated very well. I would prefer to go on to something else. I feel like my time here is done. I feel like I could do better other places. But I'm noticing, like, you got the Five of Cups backed up with the Knight of Pentacles. I don't think you're going anywhere at this point. But there's a shift in energy coming up. And it might be more of a social shift. The question is, why is this social shift coming in? There's a person in part of this situation. It feels like they're more... It might be from the very beginning that they weren't really a fan of yours. When anything goes wrong, they try to tie you to it and try to blame you for it. Even if you weren't a part of it at all, they'll say, well, Libra said this to that person, that's why they did that. I feel like that's going on here. Take it with a grain of salt. This has been going on for a while. This might be why you're kind of like, I feel like I should just go somewhere else, because this person, it feels like this is a person. It's the Two of Wands, but I keep looking at this as if there's a person, and they're always watching, and they're always trying to see, like, well, what did Libra do today? What is Libra a part of? I bet you it's going to go wrong. Libra. I feel like they're always like that, like, Libra. They're just always on you like that. They never give you a chance. But there's a shift coming in. What is going on with this shift? 10 of Swords reversed, which is good for you, and the Sun card. Okay. If this is a work situation, there's that... Even if it's more than one person that gives you a hard time, it's either if it's a work situation, your position in the company or their position in the company might be changing. If it's a friendship or if it's some other like family thing, another reason this could be shifting is because privately somebody might be coming to you about this. So you could have somebody coming to you privately on the same situation. And at first, I don't feel like this is going to change I don't feel like this is going to change anything enough to make a difference for me. I feel like it's just too low level. It's not bad, and I don't feel like you would be like poo-pooing it, but it's just kind of like, I don't feel like there's enough gumph behind this to really make a big difference. There's a lot of different ways this could be changing, but I get a lot of privacy coming on. in the sense of like you're getting a chance to make a difference here. And I feel like when it first starts, it's very private, but I also feel like I don't think it's going to be that impactful. I really just don't. But I also get Kathumi coming in saying, oh, this is changing the whole game for you. This is changing the whole situation. You're going into a whole new phase at this point. And I see some positive cards coming in. The next thing coming in with Kathumi is this, which is the success card. This is your ticket to success. I don't feel like you're seeing it at first. But then again, you may be so annoyed with the situation at this point that you're kind of like, it's kind of like, I don't even know if I care. It's kind of like, I don't even know if I care. But this is going to give you that stability to where you have more control in a more private atmosphere. I feel like control is coming more your way, but I feel like I have to keep it more to myself. I'm not going to let people target me. I know that people are just waiting to say this, that, and the other thing. So I'm keeping it very quiet about the control I have. I know that Libra is very good at communicating and talking with people, but I also feel like Libra has that control, kind of like, I will talk about this or I will talk about that. People could ask you direct questions and you can get around the answer if you want to. So, yeah, I know, I feel like Libra gets that they talk a lot, and I feel like Libras do talk a lot, typically. But you also have control about what you talk about and who you talk about it with. People may not think that you do, but I feel like you very much do. Libras are very good at that, in my opinion. In fact, if you want somebody to think that you can just let things slip without knowing, you'll let them think that because there's an advantage to it if you've decided it's necessary. If you've decided that's necessary. Usually that's to smoke out a rat. I would feel like that would be why Libra might play that game. Kind of like, I feel like these people over here are a little bit underhanded, so maybe I'll play it as if I just let things slip, and then they'll see what they let slip. Things are going really well. The Ten of Swords is being lifted. The whole setting here is changing. It's like if you were on a stage, whatever the setting was, if you were inside a house, that's where the stage was set. Like, this is the scene. You're inside a house. Now you're like somewhere completely different. You're next to the falls out in the wilderness. It's like the whole stage has changed. Are you still in the same stage? Yes, but the setting has changed, and that's going to go to your advantage. Yeah, your card coming up. The situation has been rough on you, is what I keep getting. It's been very rough. It's been very nasty at times. Very nasty. And there are people here who don't want really anything to do with you. Don't worry about that. Because I feel like those people, they're their own problem. And they're not going to really hold you back if you just stop worrying about them, which I know that's a lot. That's a lot to ask. But like realizing that they're not as strong as they think they are. They don't have as much power as they think they do. There's certain things they're good at, but working things out and figure out what's really going on here is not their thing. What I'm worried about is when your time comes in and your strength comes in, I feel like because the situation's been so rough, you may not be interested. You may be detached or a little bit apathetic to the situation because you've been run down so much, which makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't. It definitely does. But if you can engage into this... Yeah, you're having a hard time. It's kind of like if I'm not engaged, though, it doesn't stress me. Because you got the Nine of Swords reversed and you got the Empress reversed. If I'm not involved, if I'm not connected, if I don't worry about it, it doesn't stress me. So it's hard for me to get a reason to get back into it. Because people are mean to me, and it just makes me feel like crap, and it just makes things really stressful. So if I just don't engage, it's not that bad. I just feel like you're not going to have that much of an effect if you don't get back into it. And it's kind of like you're going to have some wins going forward, but you're not going to be that effective if you're not able to emotionally get reattached to it. If you're able to get back into it and accept the situation and realize that things are going your way and you can do things differently, you have possibilities here and you can have success. I do get you have some really good allies coming in. Is it more than one or just two? Okay. You got the King of Cups, who likes the fact that you can make things go differently. Not in the sense of like manipulation, but in the sense of like they're seeing something happen, they don't like it, they feel like they're stuck with it, and you're like, well, listen, King of Cups, let's talk about this. You feel like you're stuck with that and you're stuck with this, but this is where I see that could change, and this could go differently here. You don't have to throw this out, but you could move it, and it's not an obstacle like it is now. You're good at that type of stuff. So that's one ally you have coming forward for you if you're able to re-engage. If you're able to, because I feel like the situation's been nasty to you. You're able to hold things together. You're able to help other people find ways to hold things together and able to hold the situation in a place that they want to keep it. You're able to see those possibilities and kind of like, all right, this is going a little askew, but this is what I can see. This is how we could correct that. This is how we can put it back where it needs to be. You also have this ally coming in. Now, I don't read the Queen of Swords as a negative figure, but I feel like a lot of people do. She definitely says what she means, and she gets right to the point when she wants to. She can also be very nice and very warm if she wants to, if she decides it's warranted. This person is an ally to you, and I feel like this is, again, more of a, I don't know if I said this already, a private connection. They're very nice to you behind the scenes, but they don't want people to think they're soft. So I feel like this is a person that is an ally to you and very nice to you behind the scenes when nobody else is around and nobody's looking. But I feel like either they'll tell you or you'll realize very quickly when there's more than you around, this person can be a bit stoic and a bit disconnected emotionally, or at least seem it, because they don't want people to think they can take advantage of them. Very good person, very good ally. That's also coming forward. I feel like this person might also relate to you and they've been treated poorly in the past. This is how they kind of deflect that. You might be able to take some notes about how they treat people on the outside. I don't think they're mean. I don't think they're cruel. But I feel like they can be very detached and they're very careful about letting people know when they're happy. They're very selective about who knows when things are going well for them and about their joys, because it just seems to become a target for some people. People just target them when they're happy or when they think they are. So this person might help you find better ways to manage the situation and have other possibilities that you might look into. Doesn't mean you have to do anything clearly, but you might want to look into and see, like, okay, they do it this way. Maybe I can do it similar but different in a way that works for me, that type of thing. None of that comes forward, though, if you're not able to re-engage. Again, it makes sense why you don't want to, because I feel like the situation has been very nasty to you. Makes sense why you don't want to. The reading, if this reading is hitting, the purpose of it is to say, if you want these good things to come out, if you want these good things to happen, you have to re-engage. If you don't re-engage, you're going to just feel, it's going to feel like a half-life. It's going to be like certain things go well for you, but you never really connect with it. So it's kind of like, even if it's almost like you winning the lottery, but it's kind of like, yeah, but that money's going to go to the roof, so who cares? It's going to feel like that, like fruitless win. Like, yeah, I guess they gave me a plaque honoring me, but do they really? Yeah, I guess it's great, whatever. It's gonna feel like a half-life. Even if you have good things come towards you, you're not gonna have a good time with it. The only way to get this to go back in your favor is to re-engage, which I know is a lot to ask. But I feel like that's what this reading's about. It's kind of like saying you disconnected for a while, it made sense while you were. We're coming forward as people start to warm up to you again. Time to re-engage, maybe in a different way, but it's time to re-engage to get what you really need out of the situation. Take it with a grain of salt, naturally. You gotta do what you feel is right. Alright, I'm gonna shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.